Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. I'm so dumb. Do do. All right. Well, actually, that was really weird. Oh, maybe it's because I need to add a. So, here's what happened. This was not there. Chat needs to go away. Just no chat. No, yeah, close. Mike Ox was not there, and now there's not. What is it? The desktop audio capture. Desktop audio capture. Desktop, like this thing. But that should all be coming through. Like, it's weird. Let me actually check first. Okay, you can hear that. Okay, you can hear that. Sweet. And also, I got a YouTube person Sweet. Watching. And also, let that go by. So that means my YouTube stream now is working, I guess, but I can't see, like, where... Oh, here it is. Cool. Live now. So it, like, messed up earlier. Learn. Nope. Learn. Morse code. Live with me. Yay. Save. Click that. Click that link. That's a me. Cool. Boop, 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 boop. All right, so we're back. Oh, that clip. We're back. Audio levels are just crazy. So, anyway, start from scratch, right? Good thing I didn't record this as an event because I would have screwed it up. Thanks for your help, Peter. That was very... I wouldn't have known because the OBS mixer levels and settings all look fine to me. So, Peter, how about this sound? I was saying before before you told me that it was broken, Peter, that I take a lot of pride on quality, and I even bought myself some tripods, which is why I have this new tripod. If I actually got a little inset thing. See a little tripod got going on right there? Yeah, it's beaut. She's a beaut. And another tripod because I have this camera. About ripped everything out with this stupid wire. Like, okay, that goes there, and this, I can't even reach it with this wire. I hate wires. Yeah, it's the most comfortable headset. I got it because I fly on planes a lot. Well, I don't right now, obviously. And its noise canceling is bar none. Even I also have a pair of AirPods, but they're okay. But like on an airplane, this is all it's about. And they just feel good. Like I don't know. They just feel good, and they have a deep cup. I used to wear like the Heil headset a whole bunch, but even those, like, if I get any pressure on this part of my ear, like pushing in, after like 30 minutes, I'm screaming in pain because I have a very sensitive pinnae, whatever that outer part of the ear is called. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. Missouri. It's a question for the chat. How do you pronounce it? And then, so I also have that, and then I also have the sound here, and I just want to not nitpick. I want to think of a good word. Oh, Croatia, DX, Siku DX. I want to think of a good word that is family friendly. But anyway, I like the sound of it. It sounds very good, as opposed to other ones that have like a more square waveform. I mentioned I used to use this. This is a QRP Guys CW keyer that it's kit build. It's very simple, and it has a little tiny speaker for output. but it produces like a square wave, and also that's tiny speaker is poor. So I've got my code practice oscillator back here that I put to good use. It's not attached to any antenna or anything. It's just attached to nothing, and it's on just CW mode. So it's not sending out any RF when I hit the key. But I just hear the side tone that goes to the mixer, and that comes out over here. So it sounds delightful. Corona has absolutely fucked us all already. Like, if it hasn't already, like, I mean, many thousands of people are dead. That's pretty sad. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to get it at some point. I mean, so everyone's going to get it. Everyone's going to come across it at some point in the future. But a lot of people have been asymptomatic or have had mild cases. But, you know, it's just crappy. And then the whole economy has changed. I think the economy will never go back the same way it was. Like, it'll come back up. I don't mean like it won't come up to the same kind of, say, if you're measuring it by the levels of Dow, like the stock market will bounce back and go higher than it ever was before the next pandemic or world war or what have you. But the way the economy is run, and the way, like, especially businesses, how so many businesses have gone bankrupt, so many people are going bankrupt, but mainly businesses too, like requiring bailouts to like function. They're probably going to say, oh, maybe we need an emergency fund. So there's going to be a lot more saving and a lot more crunch and that sort of thing. I don't need your advice, ham radio. So yeah, it is crazy times. But this is a perfect time to learn Morse code because you're stuck at home, you've got nothing better to do, and there's no better way to pass the time than learning Morse code or learning any language. But Morse code is a pretty good language, if I do say so myself. Kind of like this angle, but I keep looking down at myself like I need to stop doing that. Maybe I can hide my my face. I'm not going to do that. I love looking at myself. All right. So we were doing like that stuff and whatnot. Am I even supposed to be streaming? I should probably be in class right now. Not in class. Watching my lectures from my online class that I take for RF engineering. I'm done with this drink. Rip. I want to talk about CW Academy some more. I got a message from Dave, who's our instructor. I'm in a class of 6 people. I'm in the basic CW Academy class, and so like we have like an actual curriculum, and I think this has been really important. I mean, it hasn't really, like, we've only just started, so I haven't really, like, seen the, what would you say, seen the results, I guess. I haven't gotten better at CW at it, but I think it's really good because I explained it to Dave like this. He was afraid, like, I'm pretty proficient with this level because if you look at, like, the homework assignments, let's find the curriculum. Preliminary reading, practice instructions. It's pretty straightforward. Let's go to the first one. So like the first one is to become familiar with Morse Code Trainer in random, and this is like the software that they use. It's called Morse Code Trainer. Do all letters and numbers 0 through 9. I have more or less no problem with that. There are a few letters like J, P, X, H and 5 and S, H, 5 and mostly H and 5, which H is 5 is. You can tell that they're pretty hard to deal with because they sound exactly the same. One is 4 dits, one is 5, but don't count them. You gotta listen. Like, let me trust. You go E, I, S, H, 5. That's a really good drill. E, I, S, H, 5. Perfect. And you just keep doing that. it's kind of hard, and some of that drill is in here too. What other letters? F? Nope. Z sometimes. I'm not terrible with that. Q is kind of hard, but it's interesting because Q is in CQ, which everyone knows what that is if you're into ham radio, and if you're not, it's kind of it's kind of the ringtone that we have. If we're calling somebody on a radio, we use CQ. But I can't do it anymore. There we go. We use CQ to say, I'm looking for somebody to conversate with, to talk to. In a contest, we use CQ TEST, which is... And that means I'm calling CQ in a contest. And you can also specifically look for people to talk to or restrict the people who respond to you by saying things like CQ DX, which means I'm looking for a contact that's outside of my own country, which is CQ DX. CQ, if you're looking for only stations from Japan, you would go CQ JA, which is like a shortened term for, which is the prefix for Japan. And it's not just because Japan is JA, starts with JA, that's not the prefix. Like America is W0 theoretically, or maybe it's N0 or K0, like it depends on who you ask, but it's the start of the prefix of the call signs that are of that country. Every country has its own entity, every entity has its own prefix, and entities are typically countries, but some entities, such as islands, which are owned by countries, have their own prefix. But anyway, if I wanted to call Japan, I would call JA, CQJA, or Great Britain, which would be, I want to say Mike 0? Maybe GB, I don't know. DL, with DE2TRF, you would definitely use the words DL if you're searching for anybody in Germany. Nope. Yeah. Nope. I can't do it. DL. Even though, like you notice, DE2TRF, if I get the chat up, DE2TRF in the stream, in the YouTube chat, he is also from Germany, but his call sign starts with DE2, but DL is kind of like just what they use for saying it. Just like how America has K, or the United States, America, has K, W, A, and N, but typically DX people outside of America calling America will call CQW0, or maybe just W, or maybe North America or US. Nope. It all kind of depends, but most of the vernacular I've seen, if you're calling a specific country, you call their kind of standard prefix. Some countries are harder than the others, I guess. So that's level 1, which is, let's just go through the whole alphabet and see if we can do it. Got to touch my face a lot because I have very clean hands and I don't touch my face all day because I go to work as an essential employee. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And this is harder than it sounds because I have to remember how the alphabet goes. Nope, I already missed the E. G. H. Nope. So let me start over. That's G, H, I, J. Did I miss a T or R? Anyway, that was V, W, X, Y, yep, Z. And then 0 through 9. I can't help myself. 5. And then 6 is a really hard one for me. Nope. And then 7. 8. 8 was... Sorry. That's 8. 9 is... 0. Again. So couple times of doing that, I have no problems. I've been getting actually really good with it, which is why I was like zipping off like... But I keep forgetting what comes after F. G. So then you keep doing those, and then the next session, listen to your call sign, do the alphabet again. Also, listen to the alphabet, like with your eyes closed. There's a lot of non-typing. Like this is what I'm my kind of point of the whole reason why I'm talking right now is they really don't want you to decode and type. They want you to decode in your head. So what I've been doing with Learn CW Online is obviously you click play and you type out what you hear. And this lesson is over, but like you kind of get what I'm saying. So I'm just kind of going through. You can see like I got these ones right? But this forces you to type out what you're hearing, which is okay. It's not a problem unless you don't have a keyboard or you don't have a pen and paper, or you just want to like get proficient at just internalizing the conversation like you would a normal conversation, like a conversation between you and I. I wouldn't be writing down everything you say because I would have a memory of what you said. But learning a new language, you struggle to have that memory, and in ham radio and Morse code specifically, I call it a buffer. Like you have to decode that that letter and then keep it in your mind. So like you hear the word ball, I hear the B, and I hear the da da da, and I go B. And I hear da da, I go A. I hear da 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 or da 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 da. That's L. And then I have to remember, what was the first letter again? Even though I decoded it, like I knew what it was, but like what was the first letter? Was it all? Was it fall? Was it? It's kind of like that. The buffer of keeping up what that is, and then you have a whole word. You can remember a whole word a lot easier than a set of letters. It's like learning a bunch of trying to memorize a bunch of random characters. Versus memorizing a bunch of random words. You'll remember way more words and random characters. You put it this way, you'll remember way more information in a set of words than you would in a set of characters, if that makes sense. And the way I explained it to Dave, because he was afraid I was slowing down, is that since this trains you to be really into the idea of... since it trains you to internalize the conversation, internalize Morse code, it makes you better. It makes you like able to have a rag-chew QSO or conversation. It makes you understand what the person's saying a lot easier, and you can go honestly way faster because you're actually limited. Even though I type really fast, like I'm not typing that fast, but like if I have something to look at and I go to a typing test and I type okay, I'm really slow at typing, but I'm generally faster than the average Morse code conversation. Yeah, you get it. That was a bad proof of concept, but usually if I haven't had a drink, I can hit like 100 words per minute. What was I saying? Anyway, even though I can type fast and faster than the average, even the fastest like ham radio or Morse code QSO, I can't decode and then type and decode and type, decode and type. Like I can only decode and type a single letter, and that takes almost like up to 2/10 or almost a half a second, depending on like maybe the letter F. And then writing is even worse. Like if I try to write down, let's do a code group thing, and I hit play, and I just start writing. That's all I got. I'm really slow, is what I'm trying to say. I have really bad handwriting as well. Like, if you can like see, like, I mean, this isn't too bad because it's all caps, but let me try that some more. Ah! See, my by writing speed is slower. Like when I had to draw that question mark or when I had to draw that slash or something, I'm totally hosed. This won't be a problem for slow speed. Like if somebody's running at like that speed, then it'd be pretty easy to write it down. But that's not how you should learn Morse code, in my humble opinion. Hi, Joda303 from Brazil. Hola. I'm good. Drinking my empty drink. Silly me. So, yeah. Also, I'm experimenting with growing my channel, right? This is my channel analytics. I have quite a few more subscribers, which is surprising, but that's not because I'm streaming ham radio or Morse code, because nobody's watching that. How many people are watching it? Live. Got 9 views. Look at me go. Analytics. 8 views. Nice. I got 8 people in here. But I want more. Who doesn't want more fame and more views? It's not actually for the fame. I want more people to learn Morse code is the thing. And I want more people on Twitch to learn Morse code. And I want ham radio to be on Twitch because Twitch is a gaming platform and ham radio is a game. So like in here we have, I don't know how to even see. Oh, 1 person. So yeah, I'm never going to break through on Twitch, but one of these days. But I have YouTube stream now, so it's interesting to see as many people there are in here. And I'm trying to declutter my YouTube channel from all of these, all of this like stuff. Like I get 67, 46. There's not much viewership on these, but like I think I've served the point of like the events, and now I want to try to like pare down my effort, I have to put into it. So I don't know. So I can put more effort into learning Morse code. I have a frog in my throat. I need like water. So Joda303, if you're still there, thank you for hanging out on Twitch. I really want to see if I can like break into Twitch. I'm not saying like I don't make any money on any ham radio thing, even my website, which gets a crazy number of views sometimes. n0ssc.com. No money. I do have been trying out Amazon affiliates, but I just don't have enough viewership to make that even like remotely viable. So yeah. Anyway, let's go back to CW Academy. Also, I need to change this. I changed my last name from Coffee to Man, and I really like this header bar, but I haven't gotten around to updating it. And also, the gradient is messed up on the edge there. Oof. Where were we? Oh yeah, CW Academy. Excuse my like noises that I make. It's my most self-conscious thing is when I make noises, and I make a lot of noises that aren't very pleasant. I want a practice file. So let's just try sending some 3-letter phrases. Oh no, I have an idea. Pangrams. So pangrams are fun because they have all the letters in them. That is what a pangram is. Sphinx of black quartz, judge my vow. I'm just gonna sit here, chillax for a bit, and send some Morse code. So, looking like that gamer from South Park. See that noise I made? Like this thing. I'm like, God, why do I do that? A lot of people send a series of V's to kind of define like the start of a QSO. Kind of gets the juices flowing, and it tells you how what the speed of the Morse key is. Pull up iambic master. Another cool thing about having my radio in the loop is I also have a Morse keyer, so I can show you exactly what I am sending. So you can see it up in that corner there. Over right there. I don't know if it's too small or what. Like, I can't make that window bigger, but I guess I could try zooming in, actually. Zoom this out. And do this, do that, do this. How about that? That'll work for now. So, Sphinx of Black Quartz. Too many. Ooh, that's hard. UAR. Yeah, I got it almost. God, it's so hard. Duh. Too slow. Yes. I don't know what the comma. Come on. It's comma. Judge my vow. Quick Zephyr's blow, vexing daft Jim. Hmm. 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 That's why. Ooh, I sent a 6 accidentally. Bloke. I wonder if I can send blow, comma all at once. Dang it. Come on. What am I trying to send? Nice. Not Jen. There we go. So I'm just trying to get all the words perfect. How quickly daft jumping zebras vex. Yeah, that's right. I don't know what that was. My hand's just like flying around all over the place. That's probably the Manzaner. Holy what? This is just Morse code, no big deal. It's not a big deal. It's just Morse code. I can send so much better than I can receive, though. That's a problem. Like I cannot even possibly imagine receiving or listening and decoding this quickly. But I've always practiced sending more, and it's just something I like. And I'm a drummer, so I love the rhythm, like of doing this stuff. Where were we? Daft. I was getting on a roll there. Nope. What is E again? The Amanzaner. Amanzaner? It's... Nope. Ah, crap, I messed up the last one. I think it's an I. I can't really tell in my chat window. Yeah. It is. Let me try that one more time. Ta-da! I did it! That was really slow, though. Let me try that fast. Ah, I'm slow. I have to learn the. It's actually like a common word is the. Ah, man. There you go. Here's your name. Anyway, jumping zebras. Nope. Nope. This is hard. No. B is no. That. So Z and G are different by one dit versus, and it's like really hard. Also, A is just generally hard at the speed. I did zebras in the other ones. No, I didn't. I did zephyrs. Zebras. Oh, okay, maybe the real big trick in this is RA, because using the paddle, it's like, no, that's air. There's a conflict of techniques there. Let me go to the big screen. So the way you use an iambic paddle, get a better top-down view. And a more zoomed-in view. The way you use one of these, if you haven't noticed yet, is the one side is a dit. I'm gonna rotate myself. One side is a DAW. There's two different contacts in the back here. They go to two different wires that go to this keyer that tell the radio like what to send. So when I send a DIT or DAW, it knows that. But if I pinch them together, it sends a continuous da 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 da. And depending on which you pinch first is what it sends first. So if I want to send an R, I go and I pinch this first. Let me slow it way down for you. So, I remember an R is the dot it. Can I get like a? That's a little better. It's a little annoying, but like whatever. You can actually see it now. At a slow speed, it's probably not too hard to send it like this. Kind of exaggerating, right? But and then A is, and N is. So the challenge here is that RA is, or slowed down, right? And to do that at a fast speed, you do have to use a pinch, or you can use this kind of like this the claw grip, where you just kind of go back and forth like this to make a continuous da 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 instead of a pinch. But at high speeds, doing that is kind of hard. So if I speed this back up to 25 words per minute, notice how I'm like pushing this first and immediately this, and then basically letting go right after letting go of this one and then this one first. You can kind of see da da da. Slow it down again. And the timing is really critical. Let's go to like 30 words per minute. To do the swipey thing, it's really hard, and it like hurts your wrist to do that, right? And then follow that immediately up by an A, which is at the slower speed. That is basically performed by swiveling your whole hand. Chuck, you haven't missed much. Well, you maybe missed a lot, but I'm just doing some sending practice and explaining some sending and whatnot. And the RA sound is really difficult because I'm doing this pentagram, and I'm at zebras, and I've not been able to get it right. Like, I've been able to kind of struggle my way through it, but not at the speed, like perfectly at 25 words per minute. So, nope. Nope. Damn it. I somehow sent the quotation marks, but I didn't mean that. It was backwards. Dang it. Zex. Zex. Giggity. Come on. Yes! Got the zebras. And then... Nope. Gosh, that is so hard. Where else is like the word R or the letter set RA used? I don't... What words have RA in them? Like bra, zebras, brazier. Like, but not many people are sending that over ham radio, LMAO, unless they're dirty old men. Can I like Google this? Ball? No. R-A. Rat. Words that start with RA. Rabbi, rabbinate, rabbit, rabbiting, rabbid, rabies, rabidity, race, ratchet, racquetball. Words that contain polyunsaturated. Oh, you poor guys. Let me reset transform here. Agranulocytosis. That's a really common word. Trifluoroprazine. Oprah. Anti-liberalism. That probably goes a long way in ham radio, especially with the demographic. 14-letter words. Let me get to like kindergarten level. Wow, there's a lot of words. Why can't I think of words like ran? That is so hard. I need to really practice on that. Rating. So, yeah, there are quite a bit of words, but that is super hard. So,
you scared us with your banging.
Well, I got the word zebra.
The cat was on top of me and she freaked out.
Oh. Apparently, the cats like to lay on top of on our chest, and when I hit the table, one of the cats was laying on Justin and then popped off when I slammed on the table. They don't really like loud noises. What's your expensive practice keyer? I'll show you mine. It's the whole damn IC7300 just sitting there on with no break-in mode. Just connected to my mixer. It's a lot better than the sound of the Pico or the QRP Guys keyer I had, but it's a whole damn radio. Okay, well there you go. It's another whole damn radio. But I mean, you can't really go wrong there. Like it has all the settings you would ever want, and it sounds good too. Like the actual radios have a much cleaner filter, and you can change the, you can click a button and change the CW pitch. And I tried to do that to do songs. I can't do it though, it's really hard. What's your favorite CW pitch? Mine's 630, which is what you've been hearing now. It used to be 700, but I felt that to be too shrill. My ears much more like between 600 and 630. I was at 600 for a while, but it sounded like somebody trying too hard to go very low. You can go all the way down to 300. Or all the way up to 900. But that's painful. So good old 630s in the middle. 625, how about that? Well, I'm right there with you, Chuck. I can't receive at 15 words per minute either. So I can receive at a 25 words per minute character speed, but I mean, just look at what happens when I try 7. Let's see if I can do this anymore. Yeah, even with that, it's quite a few misses. Way ahead of you. And then if I try... Let me just wager. Let me just go up to 15 real quick, fast, in a hurry. Do a code group and watch me just completely fail. awful. Oh, what the heck happened there? Oh, I hate it when this happens. It's not smart enough to kind of like line up common characters, but I missed a whole bunch of like short groups, and yeah. At best, I did 67%. I had 67% errors because Levenstein kind of does that, Levenstein errors, but this doesn't really line it up correctly, so not good. But I don't actually know where my perfect reception sending or capability is at. I'm curious, but I don't want to bother with it. I'm about to go. Tired of learning Morse code. Typically, only run these sessions around like maybe 10 minutes a day, a couple times a day, and maybe once a day. I've been usually averaging about 40. This is 46 minutes long, so. And then the actual getting on the air part. Getting on the air with the remote hands. The dude who was a prisoner and Morse coded on live TV. Yeah, this guy. If I could type too. I'm getting so sleepy. Admiral Jeremiah Denton.
How do you are treated in the camp?
T.
O. Food,
R.
adequate clothing,
T.
and medical
U.
care when I require.
R. E.
How do you think about
T.
definite law?
You can kind of see that's just crazy. But sometimes Morse code will save you if you're in a pinch, if you're a POW. But yeah. Oh, there's a cool infographic show.
You're Jeremiah decided
who basically explained this. I really want to do like a cool YouTube channel like this where you draw and you do this stuff, but this is so much freaking work, dude. I can't even like. I got a drawing tablet just for this purpose, like a little cheap one. So now I could like draw on it, but I don't have it hooked up, obviously. But oh my gosh, like to draw the boot and then to draw legs and then to like make them move, like look at them move, like that's so hard. That's like I couldn't imagine doing this kind of like stuff. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I can't even imagine doing a YouTube show. What is Vsauce? Vsauce. What is you?
A palindrome is a word.
A palindrome. What is this even about? Learn Morse code. Aha, yes. LCWO is on the list there. The Morse code at the beginning spells diarrhea. I couldn't have told you that. This guy, can't see because chat's in the way. This guy, no. A is not apart. Not B is not boot to the head. C is not Coca-Cola. D is not dock worker. See what I'm getting at? It's mnemonics. I really, really, really hate mnemonics. Mnemonics are the devil of ham radio or of Morse code. You can learn Morse code using mnemonics, but you won't get fast or proficient. And I tell people who want to learn Morse code like to share notes and to just know it, to have fun. Like sure, that's okay if you want to use mnemonics. But if you want to learn Morse code and you're a ham and you want to use Morse code like on the air, you need to learn it as a sound. Like I have always used a light is lit as a crutch. Nope, as the letter L. Right? A light is lit. And so every time I hear da-da-da-da, I have to process a light is lit, which is really slow. I just remembered I never got around to the point of like describing what the mental buffer is. That was like at the very beginning of this like stream. And how I explained it. In my mind, sounds are like in a document, in a book. And at the on each of those pages where there's a sound at the top of the page, there's a letter at the top of the page. So if I actually, why don't I use my fancy pants little drawing tablet for this business? It'll be fun, guys, they said. And hopefully I don't get a virus on my computer plugging it in. Also, they sent me this like bent pin USB thing, so that's fun. Be cool if I knew where the pin was. There we go. Dude, we are going... Oh, whoa. What is this? Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. How do I... Oh, crap. Go over to the other screen. Oh, this is bad. How about this? I have to use my left desktop on Paint. Okay. So imagine my brain is a book. This is kind of hard, actually. Blah, 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 blah. So you got a book. On every page of the book, what is going on? Every page of the book, I have a sound. And then here I have what it actually is. So like a picture with the letter A. And say for the sound, it's da, da, or in like Morse code terminology, da. Da is that sound. And so the way that I look up this book is I have this book and I fiddle through it like, what? I want to draw. Click. And I'm searching through it. But at this point I don't need to use a freaking drawing pad. I just want an excuse to use it. But it doesn't have an index. So what I have to do is like page through the book, all of these pages, if I'm looking at the book from like the side view, and it's a big book, you know, crack it open, you know, this is what it looks like. Here's the seam, and there's the edge, there's the edge. And like, I'm looking for that sound. And then I come across it and oh, okay, there it is. And this processing speed is pretty darn slow in terms of brain, because brains are very fast. They can think super quickly. I mean, that's just the way they are. But when I'm looking up a specific sound that's new to me, it takes a while to look it up. What CW Academy is kind of doing is creating that index of sounds, because this book, for the new sounds that I have, they're not indexed yet. And so constantly drilling and constantly going through them is like looking up that index. I wanted to draw a happy face, but that didn't work. Oh, because the color is white. Dude, I'm such an artist. It's brilliant. That must hurt. Everyone has a book in their brain, honestly. This is just one explanation. And it's like the best way I can like explain what it takes to like learn Morse code. Yeah, I've seen Independence Day. Morse code is in the apocalypse. Here's my kind of theory or opinion. Like when the shit really hits the fan and like we're doomed, like F-U-C-K doomed, E-D doomed. We're done. Like Morse code's not going to do nothing. But in the case of like significant civil unrest or world wars and like, you know, humanity is only at the brink of destruction or demolition or annihilation is the word, then maybe it'll work. Just like in Independence Day. Maybe it'll be useful. But at the macro scale, like even smaller than like annihilation and a global turmoil, much smaller scale. Think like hurricanes, disasters, natural disasters like earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes. Mostly big, wide-scale ones. Tsunamis, hurricanes, and earthquakes are kind of like the big three. These things have the ability to ruin communications networks. In ham radio, and this is like, I really hate kind of talking about it because I'm always just kind of hesitant to say ham radio is an emergency communication system, because sure it is, but it's also a whole bunch of other things. But it has an incredible amount of power, an incredible merit in an emergency and in like a legit like scenario where a large area is lost all of its regular cell phone, internet, telephone communication systems. Because what are you going to do? Well, you can just take a ham radio, bring it into the site, and just go start talking. Like, there's no infrastructure needed. Get an HF radio, you can talk from hundreds of miles. And Morse code has just always been the most robust mode that you can use, literally just a ham radio in your brain to use. Along with like the ham radio system, like the antenna, a Morse code keyer, etc. Sure, you can use FT8, you can use WinLink, you can use JS8 call, like all of these digital modes, but like you need a computer for those to decode them. Even though they might be more robust or they might be easier to send, like you can use your voice, but then that might not get through. What does get through every time, or at least most of the time, more than everything else, is a CW or Morse code transmission. So it's useful. Honestly, it's really hard to imagine a future where that comes to pass or comes to be, like where Morse code is going to be like the saving grace of humans' communication, the communication of humanity in a particular area, because there's so many other options, I guess. And generally society has figured it out. Say though, if there is a like a nuclear, like so in Independence Day, it's like a blast of energy, just fries all the electronics everywhere, jams all the radio signals. It's the same thing, the very, very similar thing can happen in a solar flare, like a really big one. It can knock out the entire satellite grid. It can knock out the entire electrical grid, the entire satellite lake, every satellite in orbit that does communications, at least temporarily. And it can even fry electronics on the ground if it's big enough. Like, it probably won't happen in our lifetimes, but if it did, we would be relying on those hams who have bunkers with ham radio equipment and Faraday cages, because that would shield them from the electromagnetic pulses. And they can whip those out, put them on the air, boom, they're the only people communicating. And so that's the situation. In wartime, obviously Morse code was very popular in World War I, World War II, before like voice and things came to be. And especially RTTY, radio teletype, where you could just type and it would print out, stuff on a piece of paper. Man, it's like, why am I talking so much? Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I think it has a small part in the apocalypse, but I think other things might happen first if the world, just doesn't split in half and everybody dies. I'm going to save this ding video to my watch later. All right, with that said, I got to be on my way and go do like math and stuff. And like watch some YouTube videos. Because, that is life. What kind of news do I want to like put out there? I made some blog posts. So on my ham radio blog, I talked about the new Discord server for Young Hams, because the original Yark server had a split of leadership. And so because for all intents and purposes, a disagreement between a few parties resulting in an irreconcilable differences. So we had this new Discord server, which is just as active and lively and inclusive and healthy as before. And the old server is pretty not so lively. There isn't many people on well, there's a lot of people on there just not talking, and there's no leadership there for the time being. And it's run by Scott KD2LMWH, who is still, I would hope, a good friend of mine that I met at Dayton, but I don't know. I haven't heard from him for a long time. And then another thing is the YouTube Hamfest, which if you watch a lot of YouTube, you'll see like there's quite a few of the same video published by a lot of ham radio YouTubers, including myself. For example, this one here.
Bummed that Hamvention isn't happening this year?
Yeah, so are we.
Just like you, we were looking forward to seeing all the new radios.
Antennas.
Ham radio toys.
Seeing all the industry folks.
Learning
That's
new
me.
skills and
Getting the latest information.
Learning new skills and
We were also looking forward to seeing other creators.
And having a beer or two.
Or maybe a little crown.
Yeah, we were bummed.
but we came up with an idea.
we're getting together live.
But isolated.
And we want to bring you the latest, the greatest,
And the largest virtual ham radio show ever attempted.
Ever.
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 Ever!
On Saturday, May 16th, 2020.
Join all of us YouTubers.
As we gather live on each of our
You can
channels.
definitely tell this
And bring
totally
you
isn't
everything
scripted.
new.
Cool.
And amazing in ham radio technology.
Join me.
Join me.
And me.
And me.
Some of these
Some of
guys.
these guys.
All day Saturday
Along with
All of us.
for the YouTubers Ham Fest.
We'll see you there, okay, guys? Later.
All right. So yeah, that's got that going on. I'm part of this YouTube kind of bunch of collaborators on YouTube. We like to get together and do on Jason's channel, Ham Radio 2.0, a bunch of collaborations. So we all get together and meander.
Bummed that
Oh, this is the same one. Man, he has put out a freaking ton of videos, dude. This guy's going to town. I wish I had that kind of ability. Here we go. So like this. We pick a topic, how to have a great ham fest. I wasn't on this one, but we go around round robin style, like on a net, if you will, talk about things. And we all decided to, in lieu of Hamvention, to put on a virtual Hamvention and call it the YouTube Hamfest. When Hamvention's back in running, we're still going to run the YouTube Hamfest. I think it's going to be really, really successful, but we're going to put it at the antipode of the year, the opposite time of the year, like sometime in November before Black Friday. So we can get, basically this is going to be a vendor Hamfest. It's not going to really, there's a few like participants who are going to do like just, excuse me, who are going to do, presentations, but this isn't a forum site. There are some, like Contest University is going to be online and free. Ham Radio 2. Or not Ham Radio, the QSO today, Eric 4Z1UG is putting on a virtual
QSO Today episode
thing.
America, and I will need your help. Please stay tuned for more info. Ham Radio America and QCX kit transceiver scheduled for June 18th,
Here we go.
2020. Over 40 of the previous QSO Today guests have agreed to speak, and we are working out the details now. The goal is to get as close to a real ham radio convention as possible while making it accessible to as many hams around the world as possible. To make this a success, I will need your help. Please stay tuned for more information. Well,
so he is putting on a, I need to re-listen to the whole episode, but he's putting on a more of a forum, more of a presenter type thing later in the year, either June or July. He said June 18, but that's a Thursday in 2020. June 18 is Thursdays, but July 18 is on Saturdays. I don't know. Maybe you got the dates mixed up, or maybe he is having it on Thursday. I don't know. So that's going on. Hello, people who are all really late to the stream. Come on. But to be fair, this wasn't a scheduled stream. I'm just like going stream now, using stream now. So relying on my subscriber notification thing. So if you want to actually get notified that I'm streaming, I guess you have to hit subscribe and hit the bell. Ding that bell, which is this bell down here. Boop. And then hit all, which is the fully filled in bell. And then you get a little notification when I go live, or I get a notification whenever Ham Radio 2.0 has a video, which I don't need notifications when he has a video because he has a video every flipping day. I go live, or I get a notification whenever Ham Radio. Yeah, that's me again. So here, you want to click this button too. I liked my own video. Kyle says, play my video in the chat if you get this. Well, I got this, Kyle. What is your video? AA0Z is Kyle. And this one?
Bummed that Hamvention...
The one that everyone else has? Did you put a special spin on it or what? Or is it a different video? Because you did the Missouri QSO party thing, which, by the way, we got ARL contest update. We didn't even like try in the chat. You dingbat. What chat? I have 1,000 chats. No, this is secret information. Where is it? Where is it? Missing contest update issues. April 15. So both him and I got name dropped on here. So I did this video on setting up the, where is it? Nope, that's not me. Yeah, I did a video on N1MM Logger, how to set it up and stuff. But I'm still looking for your video, Kyle. And if you sent it on chat, it probably killed your link. Go, Kyle. Which it did? I don't know what you're talking about. In what chat? Where? All right. Anyway, we got called out in the the contest update. Now my wife is calling or texting me and telling me that something is burning. Man, everyone's just texting me all of a sudden. Something's on fire. I don't smell anything. Maybe it's the space heater. Nope. Space heater's not on fire. Anyway, how to install N1MM Logger. I literally just did that for my friend Jake, who wanted to get on a contest. And then Kyle also got highlighted doing the Whiskey Zero Whiskey Missouri QSO Party thing, which was this. I really love watching his videos because he's very thorough on like the setup and the explanation and stuff. It can be a little boring, but so is every ham radio video. You kind of can't escape that.
Maestro,
Flex.
everything's set to go.
It's so cool though. Like his setup, he's got a rack.
Sideband.
He's got
move to
a Maestro.
CW.
He's got everything.
5 and 3. Your audio's low, but I can read you.
So, and he actually worked a bunch of YouTubers in here, so that's pretty cool. So check him out. So yeah, let me find the. See if it like canned your link, Kyle. No, not that, dummy. Live. Dashboard. I know your video is unlisted, but I need a link to it. There you go. We'll figure it out. But it doesn't show me the link in here on YouTube. Unless you sent it on Twitch, but nobody watches me on Twitch. I'm trying to get people to watch me on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/KWFUY. Current viewers leave much to be desired. Yeah, the current viewers is the YouTubers bunch. I appreciate the solidarity. Be desired. Yeah, the current viewers is the YouTubers. I was literally going to pop out, and then everybody started showing up, which is just funny how that works. And I want ham radio to be on Twitch because Twitch is a gaming platform and ham radio is a game. Oh, what? How did you... I can't even make that sound again. That was flipping excellent. Oh, making me cry. That was top memes. And I'm not even done streaming and that's out. Holy cow. You did good. Make that go viral. People will be so mad on like the CQ contest. Ham radio is not a game. Ham radio is a real service and it provides an important thing for people in emergencies. And I'm like, well, what is contesting? Oh, it's not a game. It's a skills test of our skills. Oh, so just like field day? Field day isn't a contest. It's a preparedness activity. So why do people get points for it? Like, it's like a never-ending battle with some people. Ham radio is a game. You get a number of contacts, and that gives you points. And if you're DXing, you get a number of DX stations, and that gives you puts you on a list called the DXCC. If you are the only things that aren't a contest or aren't a game is if you're just using it to communicate to somebody for fun, like rag chewing. But I mean, there are awards. Like there's no money in it, but there's literally WRTC is the Olympics of ham radio that happens every 4 years. It's like the best contesters come into one place in all contests from the similar area on a level playing field to see who's the best contester of the 4-year period of time. Yellow, I'm not that good. Yellow. I think it's like not cool, or maybe it is cool to call make fun of Bill Cosby because he's a creep now. I used to have a good Bill Cosby reference, but my nose is all inflamed. Not because of COVID, because of freaking allergies. Can pigs enter? Can a pig do ham radio? Let's find out. No, let's not find out. Pigs can't do ham radio. Unless they can. They're pretty smart. Maybe you can train a pig to like hit a Morse code paddle. Maybe they'll win the QLF contest. Make a pig-sized Morse code paddle. So maybe if you get a pig walling around on a paddle, and that'll be Morse code, and then they can enter the ham radio contest. That's what they could do. All right, I'm all done here. I'm almost ready for bed. I said like a while ago I was gonna head out and do class, because I have class. I take a online university course at UCSD to get an RF engineering certificate to make me a smart person. So I'm gonna say 7-3. Anything else in the chat? Thank you all for hanging out. This has been a pretty active chat. I love when the YouTube group all gets in here and we hang out and have fun and drink a beer and drink a old fashioned, which is just water now. It's fun. I actually did some CW, but you may have missed it because you all were like in here super late. And now I have like the most viewers of the entire stream. All right. Anyway, sayonara, 73. Thanks for watching. Click like, click subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications for when I go live. Or go to twitch.tv/coffee, which is kind of where I'm trying to usher people to go. I want to stream on Twitch, put live cool videos on YouTube. That's kind of like the way that, I don't know, Alpha Gaming tells me to do it anyway. So just trying to play around with that. You have to be a golem for a month. People call it. Cool. Responding woohoo. All right. Screwed it up. Nope. See you guys.